Hi everyone, this is Bruce Cohen, attorney at law, and today I'm going to be talking about employment law, in particular about COVID-19, coronavirus, and what's the effect in the workplace. I've already spoken about this a couple of times, including one seminar with the American Bar Association, or I guess it was a webinar with the American Bar Association, where I talked about COVID-19 and some of the many issues. Here at our office, on pretty much a daily basis, we're getting calls from people and inquiries, sometimes 5, 6, 7 times a day, where people have issues at work or at their former work that relate to the COVID situation. Those issues can be someone who's afraid to return to work. They were furloughed, or their place of work shut down, or they were working from home. Now the employer says, all right, everybody back to work. And maybe the employee is in the high risk group. Maybe their spouse is high risk. They don't want to return to work. What are their legal rights? Well, they don't have many legal rights, unfortunately. So they got to try to figure out, out of the laws that do exist, is there some way for them to have an excuse not to return to work? And having a spouse who's high risk at home generally is not going to be a good answer. There's been one new disease that's been conjured up. People talk about what's called Coronaphobia, which is the phobia of corona, or the fear of corona. And so if somebody has the disease of coronaphobia, they're afraid to go back to work because they're afraid they might get coronavirus. I actually have one case like that right now, where we're going to claim that our client doesn't want to go back to work because she's afraid that her husband, who's at high risk, will get it. And she told that to the employer, and they said, okay, well, you're fired. We liked having you at our company, but you got to come to work. And in that case, it was a retail store, so they needed her at the store. So we're handling that case, and we'll file a complaint with the EEOC, and we'll see where that goes. There's really no precedent for any of this, so nobody knows what the real answers are going to be from the courts. Another type of case we're handling, which isn't so much employment law, but we represent a restaurant that was unable to pay its lease payment over the last 6 months. And the landlord insists they want the payment, and my client couldn't open their restaurant. And then when they did, they could only do it at 25% capacity. Anyway, that's quite a disaster, and they have a lease that binds them to have to pay it. But, they're saying because of the pandemic, we can't pay, so hopefully if they ever do get taken to court on it, that won't get enforced against them. But generally speaking, in the workplace, there's lots of issues for employers to sort out. If they're going to open, they want to make sure they have a safe workplace. Here at our office, we've got plexiglass in some of the rooms of our office, separating clients from the lawyers. We have a lot of individual offices. We have lots of sanitizer, Clorox, things like that. And, there's a question of, does an employer have to present a safe workplace? Some of the cases we've had have involved OSHA complaints, where our clients are saying that it was not a safe workplace. Not only does the client have coronaphobia about working, for example, we have a nurse client who worked in a hospital who didn't want to work on the coronavirus floor, again, because she was afraid of getting coronavirus, and then she filed an unsafe workplace complaint with OSHA. And OSHA is very aggressive about investigating, so if you file a complaint, usually, within 48 or 72 hours, OSHA jumps right on it and they'll begin an investigation. But between that and the immigration law that we do here at our office, we've been very busy, and with COVID and coronavirus, we've got hot issues both on the immigration side and certainly on the employment side, because that's where the greatest effect of corona is in the workplace and businesses being shut down. And we're seeing those issues every single day. We're certainly here to help provide information to the public, Most of our clients are employees, but we represent employers as well, to guide both through the process in determining what laws apply in the workplace with regard to coronavirus or COVID-19.